This is Balaji. I am from Computer Science department. My topic is Python. What is Python? The Python is general purpose, dynamic and high level and interpreted programming language. So it is a general purpose can be using of the language. And also it is a high level programming language. And also it is a interpreted language. It's supposed to be is a object oriented programming language can be developing the many types of applications. And it is a simple and easy to learn provide a lot of high level data structures. Python is easy to learn and powerful and versatile scripting languages. So the Python is a general purpose and it is a high level language, and also it is an object oriented programming language. Can be easy to use and learning of the lots of high level data structures. Next, why name is Python? The Python is introduced by the K.B.N. So the BBC comedy, the Monty Python Flying Circus. So it is a comedy script. That's why it's the name of the Python. Next, what is the features of Python? There's lots of the number of features of the Pythons. The first one is easy to learn and easy to use. The next one is expressive language. Next, it is an interpreted language. Next, it is a cross-platform language. It is a free open source of the language. It's an object-oriented programming language. Large standard library can be used. The first one is easy to learn. The easy to use of the languages. It's a normal English language can be writing of the programs. The expressive language. It is a simply can be using of the language. Interpreted language. Python is a general purpose. It is also interpreted language. The cross-platform language. The number of platforms modules can be utilizing into the is a language. It is a free and open source of the language. If an Python scripts or IDEs can be storage into the Python platforms or websites. It is a object-oriented programming language. It is a number of modules like a NumPy, next Skylern, etc. etc. This type of library can be utilizing into the is a Python. The next one is what is a PVM? The Python virtual machine. What is the PVM is the source code of the data can be translating from the is a bytecode instruction. The Python compiler can be translating of the source code to is a bytecode instructions. The bytecode will be formatted to the is a interpreter. The interpreter can be stored into the is a PVM. This interpreter can be converted of the is a bytecode instruction to machine code instructions. So this is called as is a PVM. The PVM is nothing but is a Python virtual machine. The Python virtual machine is nothing but which is the translating of the data from is a bytecode instruction to machine code instruction. These bytecode instruction can be translating of the data from is a machine code. The next one is what is the programming cycle for the Python? The first one is write the data or write the Python program. This write the program can be executed from some inputs. The condition is true. That means if executing of the conditions will be okay. Then if not okay, then writing the editable of the program. Again some inputs. If the condition will be yes, some more inputs will be given. Otherwise, so some of the data will be adding to the executable of the Python program. If more inputs is not sufficient, then finally execution of the Python program. It is a Python cyclic. So the first of all write the program. Write the program is with some inputs to be executable of the program. If any condition will be okay, then it is enough to the program. Otherwise, if the condition will be okay, then more inputs to be given. If the more inputs to be given, again executable of the Python program. If more input is not sufficient, then finally finish the program. The next one is how to execute the Python program. Here the file name and the preferred the extension of the Python is .py. The next one is print welcome and print is a cards like the welcome to K.B.N college. Here the user program. The print is the input function. The next one is welcome is the string. The string functions can be used into the within the double quote or within the single quote. The next one is a script shell. So Python shell is interacting to the first one is a Python shell prompt. The interacting of the number of lines will be 1. Welcome to K.B.N college or welcome to Acats. Next one, 3 plus 5. It is a simple language, it will be output. So it is a 8. The next one is 3 greater than 5. The condition will be false. So the result will be false. These are the interacting of the conditions. The print of 3 plus 5 is the just string. The 3 plus 5 is the result is 8. So these are the user commands of the statements, like the 3 plus 5 is and 3 plus 5 is. And what is the output statements are? Like the false statement 8 and 3 plus 5 is 8. So these are the Python shell interactive format. The next one, how to interacting with the Python programs. The first one is a Python program can be interacting to the result of using printf statement, print function. So this print function can be used to all the formation of the executable variables. Next one is name, like the variable like name and age. The Python can be used into the 3 formation of the input statement, like strings, integers. The next one is floating points, like the string int a is equal to input of how old are you. It is a string. So is a 35. Which is the using of the data. Your age is 35 years old. Next one is the type of age is, here age is not a number, it is not an integer number, it is a string format. So the data type is string. The next one is the elements of Python. So the number of elements are definitions and command statement can be utilizing into the Pythons. The next one is a command can be manipulations of the objects. Each object can be associated with the each different types of data types. What are the data types? The set of values, the set of operations can be on these values. The expression is nothing but is the operation is a combination of the objects and operators, then is called as expressions. So what are the elements of Python is? The Python is a sequence of definitions and commands. The command is nothing but is the manipulations of the objects. Each object is associated with the type of data type. What is the type mean? The set of values and the set of operations can be utilizing into the values. Operations. The operation is nothing but an operation is combination of the object and operators. What is the data types can be utilizing into the Python? The first one is integer. So the integer like the examples of 732, 100, 500, minus 530, minus 5, etc. etc. The next one is float. The floating point or real numbers can be used into the, say is a float data type. Is like the 3.14, 2.0, 1.595, etc. The next one is long. The long integer is unlimited of the precisions like the, so a value will be is a 533,579. So long integer will be utilizing of the is a data type of long. The string is the collection of data or the collection of characters to be enclosed within the single quote or within the double quote, like the hello is a single quote or hello is a within the double quote. C is the string within the single characters at single quote and within the double quote. The next one is scalar. The data can be classified into the 2 types of data types. One is the scalar data type, the second one is non-scalar data type. The scalar data type is the objects do not have the internal structures. So what like the integer, float and boolean, none. What is the integer means? Can be supporting by the all the signed integers. The signed integer is nothing but is supporting the negative and positive values. The floating point data type is, which is the floating point data type can be supported by the is a fractional and exponential values. The bool data type is like the boolean, whether the given statement or condition will be true or false. The none type is a special type of the single value, then it's called as is a none. The next one is non-scalar data type. The non-scalar data type is nothing but which is the objects having the internal structure like the strings. The string is nothing but the collection of characters or the group of character to be enclosed within the single quote or within the double quote. Examples. Here the type of 500, it is like the output is integer. The type of minus 200, it is the output of integer. The type of 3.1413, it is a output of float. The type of true, it is like a boolean, bool. The next one, type of single quote hello class, it is like the string output. The type of 3 not equals to 2 is a condition will be, so it is a boolean. The next one is type conversion. What is a typecasting means? The conversion from the one data type to is another data type, then is called as is a type conversion or typecasting. Like the example is the integer and float conversion. The integer is 3 is a treated of the float is 3.0 when the real number is expected. Otherwise 3.6 is truncated as the 3. The rounded of the 4 values integer constant context. The type of the names. Example, the int of 2.5, the output will be 2. The int of 2.3, the output will be 2. The int of 3.9. So it is the conversion from the floating data type to integer data type. So the float to integer conversion is a truncation, not the rounding of values. The next one is the float of 3. The next is the result will be 3.0. The integer of single quote is a string format 73. So it is an error. Then a string is not converted into the integer because it is a invalid literal of the integer. So it is a error. The string of is a more example is string of 3.14. So it is a string. The output will be single quote 3.14. The string of 26,000. So within the single quote can be using of the string. And next one is age is equals to input. How old are you? So like the how old are you? It is a string format, but it is given to the 35. It is an integer. It is error will be formed because it is a converting of the string format to integer format. So it is not possible. So when can be used to the age is equals to int of input of how old are you, then it will be converted to the integer format. Here using of the int. What is variable? The variable is nothing but is the simple name can be storage into the memory. Like a name is associated with an object, then is called as is a variable. The variable is like the number of format. M is equals to 64. M is nothing but is a integer format of the variable can be storaged. The next one is C is a K.B.N college or the cats or anything Python. So it is the string format of the variable to be assigned. The next one is a float. So 3.141, it is a floating point of the data value. So which is the values to be changed can be at the time of the variable execution. The bindings f is equal to 2.17183. So it is the binding of given floating point data value. The next one is operators and expressions. What is operator means? The operator is nothing but symbol which are given to the two or more operands having the result is called as is an operator. The operator can be classified into the several types of Python operator. The first one is arithmetic operator. Second one is comparison operator or relational operator. Third one is assignment operator. The fourth one is logical operator. The fifth one is bitwise operator, membership operator, identity operator. What is the arithmetic operator? All the algebraic format of the data to be represented then is called as arithmetic operator. What are the arithmetic operators are? Plus, minus, into, integer division, division, modulation, exponentials. The next one is comparison operator. The comparison operator is equals to, not equals to, greater than, less than, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to. The next one is assignment operator. The assignment operator can be classified into two types. The normal assignment operator and shorthand assignment operator. The equal is the which is the assignment operator symbol. The plus is equals to is the shorthand. Minus is equal to is the multiplication equals to, integer division equals to, division equals to, modulation equals to is the expression of the equals to. The next one is logical operator. The logical operator can be classified into three types. One is the logical AND or not. It is represented by the AND or not. There is no other symbols of the logical operators. Bitwise operator, bitwise AND, bitwise or, bitwise not, shift left, shift right, one's complement. The next one is membership operator. The membership operator can be used to is a within the or not within the list of the data elements, then is called as membership operator. The next one is identity operator. The identity operator can be classified into the two types. One is the is, the second one is not is or is not. So these are the operators. So operator is nothing but symbol which are given to the two or more operands having the result is called as is a operator. The some of the following Python operators are is arithmetic, comparison, assignment, logical, bitwise, membership, and next one is identity. The next one is how to assignment of the number of data elements to the variables. A simple assignment operator is which is the variable to be assigned to the some constant value, then is called as is a simple assignment statement, like the variable equals to assignment. Example is a equals to 10, I equals to I plus 1, sum is equals to 0. So these are the examples of the simple assignment operator, a simple assignment statement. The next one is so multiple assignment operators. Multiple assignment operator is or assignment statements are x comma y equals to 10 comma 20. Here x is equals to 10 and y equals to 20. So bind the value of the x is equal to 10 and y equals to 20. Is a multiple evaluating of the multiple assignment statement is so all the expression of the RHS is equals to the first evaluating of the before any binding happens. So x comma y equal to 10 comma 20. Here x is equals to 10 and y equals to 20. Then x is equals to y plus 1. So which is the value will be y2 is 11 and x value is bounded to the 21. The next one is binary operators. What are the binary operators are? Is a plus, minus, into. Next one divisible, integer divisible, remainder. So addition. So 9 plus 2 is 11. The next one is subtractions, multiplication, division or integer division and remainder. These are the some of the examples of the is a binary operations of operator. The next one is integer division. So what is the integer division is? The integer division is refers to the so all the whole numbers like the float or real numbers or real divisions can be utilizing into the given integer numbers. So like the example is 9 integer division by 4 is the result will be 2. So like the 1 is an integer division, 2 is a 0. So 4 2s are 8. So it is an integer division value will be 2. The next one is modulation operator. So what is a modulation means which is the remainder is the result of the given number, then is called as is a modulation operator. Is a 9 modulation 4, 4 2s are 8, the remainder will be 1, then is a result of the 1. Is a 9 modulation 4.5 is the result of the 0.0. So these are the modulation operator. Conditional statement. What is a conditional statement or control flow statements? The control flow statement is nothing but which is the condition or jumping from the one place to or one statement to another statement, then it's called as is a conditional statement or control flow statements. Here let us example. If I have one example is if I have to buy a coffee, then I will go to left side of the coffee shop, otherwise I will go to the straight. So it is the example of the conditional statement. The number of examples can be utilizing into the conditional statements. The conditional statement can be classified into the 4 types. The first one is simple if statement, if else statement, nested if else statement, the else if or if statement. The first one is if else statement. What is the if else statement means? The if is nothing but is whenever the represented by the true block, else is represented by the false block. The if else statement can be represented to the whether the given condition is true, then true block statement will be executed. Otherwise, if the condition will be false, then the false block statement will be executed. As I given the one example, the comparison between the two integer. If x less than y, the print of x, else the print of y is the minimum. So check the if x is equals to 10 and y equals to 20, the condition will be true, then the print of y value will be printed. So it is an example of comparison between two integers. So which is the program is indentation is a must and should be can be used into the Python programming. So what is the indentation means? The each and indentation can be followed by the Python program. So in this indentation it is removed by the is curling braces and brackets. So here x comma y is equals to 6 comma 10. So let us example which is the minimum of the given two numbers 6 and 10. So the 6 is less than 10, it is a false statement, then it is a y. So y will be is a minimum. So 6 less than 10, it is a condition will be true, then 6 is a minimum. That means the print of x is the minimum value. Otherwise it will be skipped. The next one is simple if statement. That is means there is no usage of the else block statement. So only true block statement can be executed, then is called as is a simple if statement. If the condition is true, then the statement 1 is executed. Otherwise, if the condition is false, then it will be skipped out of the program. Then it's called as is a simple if statement. If Boolean expression is condition true, S1 will be printed. Otherwise, if the condition will be Boolean expression is false, then the skipped out of the S2 expression. The next one is if else. So what is the if else statement is? The before the example slide will be is an example of x is equals to 6 and y equals to 10. The comparison between the x and y. So which is the smallest number is 6 and 10. So x less than 6 less than 10. The condition will be true. Then which is the minimum value will be 6. The same as. So if the two conditions, if the condition will be true, then S1 will be executed. Otherwise, if the expression will be false, then is a S2 will be executed. So otherwise it can be skipped out of the program. It is a if else statement. The next one is nested if else. What is a nested if else means? One if else statement within the another if else statement, then it's called as is a nested if else statement. If A less than or equals to B is another condition. If the condition is true, then go to the another condition. If the condition 2 is true, then the true block statement 1 is executed. Otherwise, if the condition 2 is false, then go to the condition statement 2 will be executed. If the main condition 1 is false, then go to the condition 3. If the condition 3 is true, then statement 3 is executed. Otherwise, if the condition 3 is false, then skip it out of the program. So here the A less than or equals to B. Then go to the condition A less than or equals to C. Then statement 1 is executed. Otherwise, if A less than or equals to C is false, then statement 2 is executed. The first condition is A less than or equals to B is false, then go to the else block. If B less than or equals to C, the condition is true, then statement 3 is executed. Otherwise, the B less than or equals to C, then else false. The else block statement will be executed, statement 4. So else if, the else if ladder or else if statement can be executed by the number of times can be execution of the false block statement, then it's called as the else if ladder or else if statement. If the condition 1 is true, then statement S1 will be executed. Otherwise, if the condition 1 is false, then go to the checking the if the condition 2. If the condition 2 is true, then statement 2 is executed, like S2 is executed. Otherwise, if the condition 2 is false, then go to the condition 3. If the condition 3 is true, then S3 will be executed. Otherwise, if the condition 3 is false, then statement 4 is executed until the finally, if the condition n is true, then statement n is executed. Otherwise, if the condition n is false, the finally the default statement will be executed, then is called as else if ladder. So the small example, the evaluation of the example. The 5 less than 2 and 3 by 0 is greater than 1. The 5 less than is the result of the 2 is false. End of logical end operator. 3 by 0. 3 by 0 is the value of the, so 0 greater than 1. So which is the options are, so which is the finally the result will be false, because 5 less than 2 it is a false statement. So the remaining is not checking to the other statements because the result will be false. The next one is another example. What is the output of the following program? The y equals to 0.1 into 3. The y not equals to, so condition, then the final result will be launch the missile. The condition is true, then launch the missile. The next, so what is the loop statement? The control flow looping statement. What is the loop means? Is the more than time can be execution of the true block statement, then it's called as looping statement. Whenever the condition will be false, then skip it out of the program. So it is also called as iterative statement. Like one example, printing the multiplication table. So the number of times can be execution of the program, int input of numbers, so n into 1 into. So it is more number of iterative statements, repetitions, then it can be avoiding of the is a looping statement. How to avoiding of the loops? So it is simply execution of the, so which is the value of the 1. Then if the condition is the number of times can be execution of the program, here the value will be 10 times. So I less than or equals to 10. The condition is true. Then the condition is false, it will be stopped. Otherwise, if the condition is true, then print the, so n into I value. The n is the given the input value of number. So n equals to 5. 5 into 1 then equals to 5. The next one is it will be incremented. I equals to I plus 1. So again the condition will be 2. Here the I value will be 2. Then 2 less than or equals to 10. Condition is true. Again printing to the 5 into 2 is a 10. Again incremented. So this process is again and again. The finally which is the output will be displayed. So it is also called as a looping statement. The looping is nothing but is a more than time can be execution of the statements. Whenever the condition is true, then is called as is a looping statement. It is also called as it is a iterative statement. So one more example is, so n is equals to input the n value will be 5, I equals to 1. If 1 less than or equals to 10, in the same example it will be done. The next, the loops can be classified into the three types. First one is while loop, do while loop, for loop. So while loop, the while statement is, it is a entry control loop. So what is the entry control loop means? The first condition will be checking after the statement will be executed, then is called as a while statement or while loop. It is a top down approach because the first condition will be checking after the bottom will be process will be executed. So while expression s1 will be executed, again go to the expression is condition true, again x1 is executed, again the same procedure again and again. Finally while the expression is false, then skip out of the program. That means s2 will be executed. So it is a flow chart. If the expression is true, then s1 will be executed. If the expression is true, then s1 is executed. If the expression is true, the s1 is executed until the final expression is false, then is the s2 will be executed. The next one is for loop. The for loop is a general form of the is a for variable in sequence. The sequence of the data element can be stored into the variable. Then it is the for loop. Natural numbers of the sum of natural numbers. So using the for loop, here the sum is equals to 0. The for I in range of 1 comma 101. Here means 1 is starting from 2 is 100. So which is the starting of the number from the 1 to 100, the numbers will be displayed. The sum of the, so sum is equals to sum plus is a I 1 by 1.0 by I is the value of, so is the repeated number of times executed of the 1 to is 100 numbers. So the calculation of the total range. The last one is range. What is the range from? The range is starting from the 0 to which is the given number of the preceding number, like the, so the range of 5. So what is the 5 means? Here starting from the 0 to 4 values to be printed, and is called as is a range. Is a formula of the this one. The more examples of the is a break and continue statements. The continue is the more than time can be execution of the program, like the odd numbers. The problem will be occurred. So I equals to 1 is a 1 less than or equal to 10. Then if 1 modulation 2, the condition will be so true, then condition continue. So otherwise it is not incremented from the next numbers. The continue statement is not breaking to the next statement, that is called as is a continue. Thank you.